Hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Random Terry, and today I'm going to show you how I decorated my little tree, which is right there, which I'm not going to show you the whole thing first. We'll see that afterwards. So let's get to it. And if you like this kind of thing, please consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up and like, and share. Bye. Let's get to it. I'm just going to see if I can paint this flag kind of like a flag, or paint the star kind of like a flag to go on the top of the tree. We shall see. We shall see. So might not be the exact number of stripes that are on the flag, but at least it begins and ends with the red. Enough to make that happen, at least. That kind of looks kind of nice the way it is. So, yeah, I think that's going to look good without the white, just with the galvanized. I think that gives it a cool look. Alrighty. And then I just took a piece of a toilet paper roll. I glued, and it came out like that. And I like the galvanized. I left it galvanized. I think that's pretty. On to our next project. Okay, and this next little project for ornaments is actually from Whiskey and Wit. I think it's from a video a couple years ago, I think maybe 2-3 years ago, and I will link that video in the description. She has some other cute little ideas on there, but this one really stuck out at me, and this is what you're pretty much going to be needing, and some paint, which I got here. And I will show you what I do. Made my little loops already and tied the ends together, so they're ready too. And you get these, how big are these? They don't really say, but they came in 4 in a pack, and I had to like grab my little things. These are from Dollar Tree, to make sure I had the right size. This is one I keep in the knife block rather. And it's just for opening up packages, opening up letters, doing crafts, and I just kind of keep it there. Not for food, but it's kind of handy just to keep it there because we know where it is, usually. So this you're gonna just want to cut right down in half. Okay, if you push too hard down, you kind of get a flat side. But that's okay, because what I'm going to do is I kind of push the edge in a little around the edge. Makes it sit in here a little bit better. It seats inside the cup a little bit. So what we're going to make are these little ornaments, which I think are a darling. And I am going to take red and blue paint, and I'm going to paint the top of it, and it makes them look like little snow cones, little icy cups, whatever you want to call them. And then I put the little thing on them so you can hang them on the tree or whatever, and they're cute. And so I'm going to do that. So there are the little snow cones, which I just think are adorable. Now for these little ornaments, all I did was start out with string, tied it around my ribbon, threaded my beads on, and then tied my loop at the top. That's it. Now, in order to thread my beads, I just had a piece of wire that I stuck the thread through, the string through, and folded it over, and then pushed my beads through it, and then pulled this off. That way it kind of acted like a needle almost, because it's kind of hard to thread that string through those beads. So, and it came out cute. I think they came out cute. So, and you can make the ribbon as long as you like. However long you want it, just double it, because it's going to be folded over. And then I left the little navy pieces a little bit longer so they hung down a little bit more to counter the red and white, and then the blue. It kind of just, I don't know. So that's what I did there. Oh, my next little ornament looks like these little pinwheels. I got a little one, which is very tedious. I'm not going to show you that one because that took me forever. But I did make some of them. And then I made a little bit larger ones, which are easier. And let me show you how I did it. So you can cut these out by just cutting a square out and cutting down from the corner, like not all the way to the middle. I don't know if you can see that cut. Not all the way to the middle. They are cut with a little, like a curve. So it does have little holes in the corners. This is what I have this paper towel for. I'm going to move these other pins on this. And what I did with this is I rolled it up and I put my thing on this, and I'd make sure that my pinholes were all the way through first on my corners. And that paper towel in the back was very handy for it to push, because you can't push it all the way through on the counter. And the middle, there's a hole in that too. You have to make sure they're pushed all the way through. So there's that. I go and I start like bending my corners up a little bit. When you do that, you have something like this. And then we pin. And I'm guessing this is where it's the name of pinwheel. My hands. Okay. At this point, I have the pin all the way through. Number one, I have decreased sensation in my hands. And I just get my straw and not all the way to the top. I'm like maybe a 1/8 to a 1/4 of an inch down. And I just took it all the way through. And just being on that pin, or that straw, it kind of holds it in. So there you have that pinwheel. I am going to put my, I can just push this on here. Just push the pin through that knot and it will hold it. So then I cut this off. Now I usually cut this off over the trash can, but I'm going to be brave and do it here. These just aren't what they used to be. These are kind of old cut off. And all I do here is kind of grab that tip. I just kind of start rolling. I kind of start rolling and it's all flat down. And that's how I make my pinwheel. And then we'll see it all on the tree when I get it done. So there it is in all her glory, and all I did was make those 3 different kind of ornaments, and I did put that little heart in the middle of it that was on that beaded strand from Dollar Tree. And my husband had looked at it and he said, that's enough on the tree. And I guess it is. And any of these ornaments could be fashioned to, I guess, any season whatsoever. I did make a couple little firecrackers that were kind of a pain to make. That's why I didn't show you how to do those. You just rolled up the paper and stuck like wire in the top. But that's my tree, and I'm gonna bid you adieu until next time, and happy 4th of July.